Look, it was just coming
almost
out.
over.
It's like,
See, I'm the only one with hope. Hope, not fear. You were part of the Mike Thompson School of Broadcasting. Hope and fear.
I agree with that, and I heard you sell some hope earlier, and I heard Travis understandably be dejected, as most Laker fans would be, after one of the best months in recent history, like
That's
basically the
so
best one
worse.
going back to 2020, and Luka playing at an absolutely unbelievable level, and then just one half in OKC, right, and everything changes. And it also, because the hit for Luka, I think once we saw him pull up in the third quarter, you knew that was going to be some time, but you could talk yourself into, all right, he's been out, but Austin Reeves, when either LeBron or Luka was out, turns into all-star, right? Turns into 28 points, 7 assists, and he's the one that can break down the defense and then kind of keep the chains moving. So that, and then to have that next day come, and then you get the Austin Reeves update, that was a tough one. And then to have to play the game in Dallas, as great as LeBron was, as great as Rui was, and so a couple of other guys, Kennard, it's just it was tough. It's a tough plane ride back. But to Chris's point here, okay, and I'll just try to lay out the case. Like, JJ Redick does not have the luxury of doing anything other than trying to take care of the short term and elongate the season as much as possible to try and have enough time for Doncic maybe first and then Reeves to return. And how do they do that? Well, the first thing that they have to do, I think, is just find a way to secure at least the 4 seed. And it's not going to be easy because Houston has been winning basically every night.
They seem to have gotten back to where they were at the beginning of the season in the last couple of weeks.
A little bit. I think a lot of it has been their schedule got really easy, and they know that they have to push. And now they see a wounded Lakers team, just like a lot of teams saw them as the wounded dog a couple of weeks ago. But they have a game at Phoenix tonight, which is kind of a big game in the standings watch for the Lakers, because it's basically like a magic number thing right now, DeMarco. So it's 3 with Houston. So any combination of Lakers wins and Houston losses. And Houston's got a couple other tough games. They've got Minnesota, and we'll see if Anthony Edwards is back by then or not. But thank you. And the Lakers have Utah in the season finale. Not necessarily as easy as it seems on paper, because they could be locked into their seeding, and then therefore, Lauri Markkanen's back is fine, and all of a sudden, they sort of throw out Keontae George is good, and they actually play better than they have played in 2 months. But if the Lakers can just find a way, I'm not expecting a win tonight. It's going to be a tall order. If they can find a way to beat either Golden State or Phoenix in that Thursday, Friday back-to-back, that would give them a pretty good chance of at least securing home court against Houston. Then you hope for the long schedule. Right? The first round elongates, and maybe you get like the Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday type thing. And all of a sudden, right, you're kind of
clicking off the time.
I'm asking JJ, hey, what's the latest on Luka Doncic? And who knows? Maybe, Chris, you get great news, and maybe Luka has healed at some incredible pace, and that's the team just has to kind of just LeBron James lead us again until Luka
go back to what you said a second ago, which is that them and getting the 4th seed, which of course would mean they're the home team in that 4-5 matchup.
Right.
Do you really think that could be the difference between them beating Houston or not, assuming no Reeves, no Luka?
I don't think that they will be favored without Reeves and Luka to start the series, right, to beat a healthy Houston team. But I think the Lakers they're good, and they have enough talent and really good coaches, and I think like a swell of home support. Like if they can just kind of sell not just to themselves, but if they can come out and it just win one of those games, even just hey, look, we're not going to roll over, right? And if you just deal a blow there to Houston, then all of a sudden, then you're guaranteeing that you're coming back for Game 5, and that might be just that right there. Like going to a 5th game might be 2 weeks of a playoff series.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's May. And by that point, so what's today? It's the 7th, right? Luka it was like 3-4 days ago. All of a sudden, you're like 3-4 weeks, and maybe. And I think that's what they can do. You don't have to try to, you can't beat whoever the opponent is. And maybe it's not Houston. Maybe somehow
is it working?
Something happens with Denver.
No, not really.
Is it working?
No, I understand what you're saying.
You're not going to be. I'm not saying it's likely, but that's what they're playing for.
Because to what your point. Okay, let's say that it breaks the way that you're suggesting, that it breaks in a way where the Lakers do get the 4th seed. They are the home team. They get the favorable schedule. They buy some extra time. They're able to kind of just keep kicking the calendar down the road.
All that.
And all of that. Who is the guy that helps them do this? Like, we know that the vast
outside of LeBron.
Right. The vast majority of this lies on
Guess
LeBron.
What? No, I have the guy.
Hit me.
Marcus Smart.
Oh, okay.
All right. But Marcus Smart, prior to being on a team with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James, meaning 3 guys that have the ball before you do.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that. Okay. He's not at the level of Luka or Austin. Certainly nobody's at the level of Luka there. But Smart can initiate the offense. He can score when you need him to. And the biggest thing that he does is he makes some incredible defense.
Yeah.
Which that's been the harder part these last couple weeks. Smart, he's been out for a while now. He's been out for over 2 weeks. So if Marcus Smart's not playing tonight, but if he gets back for that back-to-back, that looks more like a basketball team. Because whether you start Luke Kennard or, in this case, let's say it's Smart, LaBravia, Hachimura, LeBron, Ayton. Incredible lineup. Then in that case, you would have Kennard coming off the bench with Jackson Hayes. And then you kind of see who else is playing well to get your 8. But that's basically your 7.
Yeah.
And now that's a real basketball team. Like we saw, LeBron just went for 30 and 15.
All right,
he's been kind of holding some in the tank.
I went from stop, Trudell, to
okay.
That's it. Marcus Smart's a real player.
Believe.
Yeah, no, he told me, not you. You're just yelling.
No, it doesn't matter. Hope is hope.
They didn't have another guard. Like Luke Kennard had to play point guard for 40 minutes.
Triple-double, baby.
Marcus Smart is a real player. Guess who? Hey, let me ask you a question, DeMarco. Who do you think leads the Lakers in plus-minus this year?
Is it Marcus Smart?
It's Marcus Smart in raw plus-minus. Now, Luka's number 2, then Austin Reeves. But, they are absolutely a better team when Smart is on the floor.
You sold me on that one.
That's the first thing. You get him back.
This team with him's got to win 6 games from here. 6 more games. And 4 of those have to be in a playoff setting.
The problem is that 4 of them have to come against a pretty good team.
No, but Travis, this is look, and this is to Chris's point, and we're selling a little hope here. That's why these next couple of days matter, because you want 4 of those games to be across the street from us here.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of having to win at least 1 game in Houston, which, by the way, the Lakers I shouldn't say easily. They won convincingly 2 games in a row at Houston, but that was when Luka Doncic was scoring 40 points easily.
And
they won't have that. We won't think, at least we don't know, though.
The Rockets, I think, are in this fantasy that we're discussing.
Yeah.
are the team that you would choose to put into this mix, because they have moments where they look like they hate each other's guts. They have moments where they don't look like a particularly good team.
Yep.
I don't think that it matters a ton, and I mean this in a good way, whether it's here or there. This isn't a really difficult place to go in and play the way that some other places might be. So I just think that if you're going to play Houston, if it's in Houston, that decisive game, or the one, okay, I don't hate it the way that I might some other places. So that's the right line.
Yeah.
I'm trying to carve out any percentage, because Lakers are already losing a bunch of percentage points by not having Doncic and not having Reeves. So if you can claw a couple percentage points of a likelihood back, you try to take the home court there. And look, and in theory, it's not like the 3 isn't still in play. The 3 is in play. It's just less in play if you don't beat Oklahoma City tonight. That's obviously a tall order. They are healthy, other than Jalen Williams is going to sit. They're a buzzsaw of ball pressure players, and right now the Lakers don't have a lot of those ball handlers.
Yeah, they lost by 1 million with those guys. So without those guys, my optimism is back in the fear category of it all. We got the far side coming up next. Trudell is here. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.